Hey, QL crew, let's get curious about calorie tracking. Let's review some basics of calorie counting first. We know that a calorie is a measure of energy, but what does that mean biologically? At its most basic level, it's the amount of energy required to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water, which is about equal to a liter, by 1 degree Celsius. In biological terms, that energy becomes the fuel that your cells use to power movement, maintain body temperature, repair tissues, and run all of those chemical reactions that keep you alive. For some of us in QL Crew, weight loss is one of our quality longevity goals, and for others, it's not. When weight change comes up in research or public health conversations, it's often discussed at a population level. You will sometimes hear a benchmark of a 500 calorie daily difference based on the idea that 3,500 calories adds up to roughly a pound over time. However, what feels reasonable or workable can vary quite a bit from person to person. I always encourage checking in with your physician about what's safe for you. In my own experience, even a smaller difference, like a 250 calorie a day deficit, feels more livable, even though my doctor would say, sure, you can do 500 calories a day. This is one reason why some people find it useful to notice how many calories they're taking in. But it's not as simple as just cutting calories. Remember the 100 calorie food example that we did in Unit 5? This needs to be balanced. For example, skipping food entirely for a couple of days to reduce calories might have unexpected side effects. Throughout the year, we're going to keep coming back to the nutrient quality of our calories. There are many ways to track what we eat and drink. Some of us might read labels and add things up, while others use an app. You all know that I worked with a health data scientist to create a nutrition insights app. The link will be in the notes. For some of us, tracking is helpful. For others, it isn't something that we want to stick with long term. But this unit is about noticing what works for you. I also want us to recognize that appearing slender or rounder doesn't necessarily define healthy or unhealthy. Measures like the BMI, body mass index, don't capture everything about how our bodies work, and they don't account for differences in gender, race, ethnicity. Over time, calories in and calories out, though, do influence our body weight. We're all different in how our bodies respond. You might know someone who can make one small change and see results right away. That is not me. And that's where curiosity comes in. Think back to what you've tried so far over the years. What's worked? What hasn't? What's sustainable? What isn't? As a crew, we're exploring how calories and nutrition can coexist a little more comfortably. There are a lot of ways that people try to cut calories. Many of them make sense in the context that they came from. I remember when swapping butter for margarine was common advice. Our understanding has changed over time. Margarine actually has trans fats in it. Butter, it's a saturated fat, but it's not chemically altered. For me, that has meant that I'm more thoughtful about how much I use rather than swapping things out entirely. Some of us have also noticed that a lot of our calories show up in drinks: coffee drinks, juices, smoothies, um, energy drinks. And that's not a judgment, it's just something to notice. When we're eating packaged foods, we can check labels and estimate portions. Foods without labels, like home cooked meals, can be harder to gauge, and some people use trackers or public databases to help with that. Some of us have tracked before and some of us haven't. Either way, noticing what supports or complicates your awareness is what matters. I'm not asking you to track forever unless it works for you, but we're going to try it this week. Pick 3 predictable days and roughly track your intake. If you want, you can also note your carbs, fat, fiber, and protein. We'll come back to those later. I'll be interested what you notice. You can share in socials, you can share in comments, you can DM me directly. If you're stuck and you don't like what you found, text me, DM me. I am happy to coach you through trying some different things. You can also tune in to our lives where you can ask questions. I will be interested in what you notice. As always, check in with your healthcare provider before making big changes. I will see you in the next lesson.